In To Kill a Mockingbird, Scout Finch plays a very important role. Her innocence and ignorance are one of the things that stand out most about her. The novel To Kill a Mockingbird was written from adult Scout's point of view, explaining how she didn't understand most situations when she was young, but now that she's grown up, she does. Scout Finch is a very curious girl. She's very smart for her age, and unlike the other kids, she can already read and write. Scout is a tomboy and does not like to wear dresses. Instead, she likes overalls. She spends a majority of her time with her brother Jem and friend Dill. At the beginning of To Kill a Mockingbird, Scout's solution to everything was fighting and violence. An example of this would be when she beats up Walter Cunningham on the very first day of school because he, quote, made me start off on the wrong foot. She also rudely criticized him when he was at the Finch's house for dinner. Throughout the story, Scout tries to understand the differences between her view of the Maycomb Society and the way the Maycomb Society actually is. Scout is very innocent in the book and doesn't completely understand the cruel things that occur in the world. I received Scout as my character and I had to create the schoolhouse. So the first symbol that I put were overalls. Overalls. Scout's use of overalls in the novel symbolize her independence and rebelliousness. Scout hangs out with the boys more than the girls, although there aren't that many kids to play with in the neighborhood. As a result of this, Scout is a tomboy, and she likes to wear overalls because they're easier to move around in and much more comfortable than dresses. Her Aunt Alexandra told her that she should be a, quote, ray of sunshine in Atticus's life. Scout suggests that she could be a ray of sunshine in pants just as well as she could in a dress. Aunt Alexandra did not like the fact that Scout didn't dress ladylike. Scout is hurt by what Alexandra tells her because she loves to play and run. She even fights like a boy. It's part of her personality, and Scout is different and unique and has a different way of looking at the world and does not appreciate Aunt Alexandra trying to make her something she is not. Scout shows off her personality by wearing overalls. The second symbol I put was the knothole in the tree by the Radley's house. The knothole in the tree by the Radley house may not have been next to school, but I put it there because I thought it was an important part of the novel. The knothole in the tree is where Jem and Scout find the tiny trinkets and items that Boo Radley left for them. This started their whole relationship, and Scout became more interested in finding out more about Boo Radley. During the novel, her interest in him dies down a bit, but then she becomes just as interested again. The knothole was an important symbol in the book and also showed what kind of person Boo Radley really was. The next symbol I put was a puzzle piece. Okay. Throughout the novel, Scout shows that she is naive and innocent. She doesn't always quite understand why Atticus makes the decisions he does, and she also doesn't know why the Maycomb Society is so racist towards blacks. She tries to put the pieces together and tries to connect, hoping to understand. Since Scout is so young, she doesn't understand the real world that well yet. She's always asking Atticus questions about why certain situations happen, and is always curious about learning new things. The next thing I put was a noose. The noose hanging from the tree is the theme of my project. It represents the discrimination and racism in the Maycomb Society. Scout witnesses a lot of prejudice and discrimination, a lot of prejudice in the novel, but she doesn't quite understand what it is until the end of the novel. Racism plays a big part in To Kill a Mockingbird, and it is the biggest theme. Racism is exemplified in the story by showing prejudice from white people towards black people. Many people in Maycomb are racist towards blacks because they think they are a disgraced race, untrustworthy, and unreliable. The noose also represents Tom Robinson's trial. This is the main racial conflict in the book. Tom Robinson is accused of raping 15-year-old Mayella Ewell. Although he did not rape her, he suffered injustice in the case. Even though Mayella's father, Bob Ewell, provided weak evidence, the jury only believed Bob Ewell because he was white, and his words won the case. The trial was one-sided, and Tom Robinson never stood a chance against the whites. Overall, Scout Finch is a smart and adventurous character who is different but unique.